And we're rolling. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 5. Yeah, 5th. Man, I really gotta start. Yeah, it says it right here. I'm fucking reading it. It's episode 5 of the Backseat View. 5th white shirt I've worn. You know, I think this is gonna be a thing, because whether I want to or not, I just like all of my white shirts. I mentioned this on the last episode. I am very aware that I am only wearing white shirts throughout all these. Hopefully you enjoy white shirts just as much as I do. Before I begin, I'm trying to make this a habit. Make sure you like and subscribe, even though you haven't watched any of this, you know? Or how about this? Don't like and subscribe, but if at any point your interest is piqued, or you are enjoying yourself, or you think I deserve it, or you just want to be a kind person, hit the subscribe and the like button. If you also, you know, if you care about orphans and puppies, hit the button. All right, let me start this and stop. So the PS5 finally the design was finally revealed to the community of gamers that have been awaiting its release. And the memes have, they've been created. As with anything popular that is released, it happened with the iPhone, the last iPhone, the previous PlayStation designs, anything that's popular. And I realized this wave of memes after something popular. Because it's like, I saw the design. Here's the design right here. And I think it looks pretty fresh, pretty clean. And then I started seeing all the memes. Back then, I was under the impression that people would ridicule something with memes through that medium when they were trying to express their dislike for it. But, you know, that really is not the case, and it's beyond apparent to me now that this has happened over and over again. Memes are just something that is it's gonna happen no matter what, whether people like it or not. The memes will be brought out, and they are funny. I mean, look at this. What the fuck? I saw this one, and I've seen this building before, and it's like, oh my god. I didn't see this. What is this? Destiny? Oh my god. See, that one's all right. But yeah, memes are they're gonna happen regardless. I think it looks pretty good. This one right here on the cover, I thought was kind of funny. It does look like, oh man. But yeah, the memes are gonna happen regardless of whether something is liked or not by the collective consciousness. And something that was actually disliked by the collective consciousness of gamers that were awaiting this, GTA 5 is going to be on this platform as well. And I think the reason people were upset is not only because they were looking forward to a new GTA, but the fact that they're putting it on this new platform might mean that there still won't be a new GTA, at least not for now. And GTA 5 has been around for a while now. I mean, it's a great game, especially when it first came out. It's got a really good story. The online was, I mean, it's kind of a mess, but at least back when I was playing it, and it's been around for 3 generations of consoles. It's on the Nintendo Switch. I don't think it is on the Nintendo Switch, but it is on PC. It was on I remember playing it on my PS3 when I was in 8th grade. 8th grade. I'm in like my second year of college right now. At the end, I'm about. Whoa. Did I just catch that I just heard tires screeching like crazy. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. That's crazy. I don't think this mic picked it up, but if that one did, then I'm probably going to switch the audio up there. What the fuck? I don't even know what the hell happened. I live in a very, like, the neighborhood I live in is, like, all of the speed zones here are, like, 20. So that's crazy. I wonder what the fuck happened. That sounded like someone hit the brakes going, like, immediately going, like, 40 to 45 miles an hour. But I'm just kind of making this shit up. I actually have no idea about the physics of cars and all that shit and how fast you would have to be going and brake to make that noise. But, you know, that's what came to my mind, so I just spit it out there. Anyways, but yeah, the GTA 5, been around for a while. I was playing it on my PS3. I never got the PS4. I've just been, like, if I wanted to play a game, I get it on my PC. I have a Switch. I do have a Switch, and I haven't used it at all for, man, when I first bought it, I bought it from a coworker for $300, and he included a game with it. I bought a dish. By the way, Nintendo got people fucked up. I should get into that. Yo, Nintendo has got people fucked up with their game prices for anything, really. They'll charge $60 for okay, like the new Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I grew up playing Pokemon. That I think that was my introduction to video games, and it was great for my childhood. I was in love with it. I got everything up to like the second generation that came out for the 3DS. Like when that one came, I think it was Sun and Moon or whatever. I think when that came out, I was already kind of over it, and it just felt like they were making too many Pokemon, and that the storyline was way too similar. I mean, honestly, the storyline had a lot of the same components and everything. But my point is that the Pokemon game that I played on the Switch, because I did buy it for it, Sword and Shield. I bought Sword, I think, and it was a good game. I could tell a lot of time went into the development. There was a lot of effort. But I don't know that it was a $60 game. And now you may disagree with me. Now check this out. Check that. If you were into Pokemon, then you're probably familiar with the Mystery Dungeon games. And they released, I believe, the original... Here we go. The original Mystery Dungeon game for the Switch. And look at this design. It looks clean. They updated it. They made it looks fresh, like they made it new. If you look at the actual gameplay for it, I hope this isn't loud. Look at this. It looks almost exactly like it doesn't even look like they made that big of a push to remaster it. And I don't fuck with that, man. $60 for that? Nah, bruh. You gotta give me a quality. The only game I feel like I rightfully paid $60 for on my Switch is Legend of Zelda. And that's because it's a huge world, massive story and everything. And I just want to end my Nintendo rant right there. Nintendo has got people fucked up paying $60 for any game they release. And I know they don't do it for literally every game, but dude, $60 for fucking, I don't know, man. I'm just saying I've paid a lot less money for games on my PC on Steam or whatever, for really high quality games. But yeah, I mean, back to GTA 5, people were really looking forward to a new GTA, some kind of, at least an announcement from Rockstar that promises them a new game for this platform. But now, GTA 5 still going strong, it seems. Now, let's step away from the gaming conversation there. I didn't even plan on talking about Nintendo there, but I just saw the opportunity and I wanted to take it. Wow, we're already 10 minutes in and all we talked about is video games and the PS5. And I still have a pretty decent list here. This might be the longest episode. I have not rigged my camera yet to record past 30 minutes. I mean, what, Canon? I don't plan on rigging my camera. But so if the video, there might be a cut after at 30 minutes or around there so that I can continue. I don't know why I felt the need to mention that this early on. But Dave Chappelle released a brand new special. I don't know if it would be considered a special. I think it's called 826. And it is comedy, but when you watch it, it's only about half an hour. I highly recommend people watch it because not only is it Dave Chappelle, it's fucking Dave Chappelle, bro. Probably the greatest comedian that's alive today. But he hits some heavy subjects, obviously, with all the recent protests and the Black Lives Matter movement catching as much traction as it has in the past month with the whole George Floyd incident. He is hitting these subjects, and for a lot of the special, honestly, he does find a way to add some kind of comedic value to it, but you can tell he is not happy with what happened. Like, he's genuinely upset, and it was not at all a majority lighthearted. I don't want to call it a special, but it wasn't majority lighthearted show. Now it's called 846 because I believe that is how long the officer who killed George Floyd had his knee rather on Mr. Floyd's neck for, which is I think it's a good creative move. It really puts things into perspective. But yeah, I highly recommend checking out the new Dave Chappelle. I saw some crazy ass comments. It's crazy how deluded some people are, and I really wish these people, they just they went into things like this with an open mind, despite maybe having the already knowing what kind of position he's going to take and being perhaps on a position against that, what their preconceived notions of his position. I hope the way I just worded that made sense, but I just wish people went into things with an open mind, because I saw more people than I wanted to really, like, they were claiming that he said, honestly, I don't even want to say it because it just doesn't even deserve that much attention. But please go into it with an open mind. Although I'm sure anybody who's watching this probably already knows who Dave Chappelle is and probably likes his material and also supports the Black Lives Matter movement. So I highly recommend it. This is in the news. There's been statistically, apparently, a public opinion shift, massive opinion shift on Black Lives Matter. And as you can see here, here's the full diagram. I did not click on this article and I haven't read it, but it seems like this is over time. And this is the amount of support, voters' net support for Black Lives Matter. And at some point there was the don't support was negative. And just in likely this past month, ever since the George Floyd incident, it has skyrocketed. That is crazy. Like, I don't even know where the month I'm assuming it's right here, like where it just shoots right up. This was already a decent climb right here, but just shoots right up, and this is good to see. Like to see that. What does it say? Some people assume there are no shifts in it. Yeah. This is good to see. So seems like there is some change, and despite the loud voices online who are evidently against the movement, there is a lot of people who are having their minds changed or open to it. And I talked about this Netflix documentary last week called The 13th. If you have not watched that yet, man, again, I highly recommend it. And if you already watched it, or if you, I don't know, if you know or if you don't want to watch it but you know somebody who, well, first I would recommend you watch it. But if you know somebody who's like not for the Black Lives Matter movement or something, you need to get on that case and you need to show them this movie, because anybody with I feel a pure heart who watches that documentary, it's impossible to not want to support this movement. And I mean, realistically, you don't even need all the information that's in that documentary to want to support the movement. But some people are very rigid, and they grew up a certain way, and their upbringing has seasoned certain thoughts and ideas in their mind. And it's important to be mindful of that. And this documentary does a great job presenting the case for the Black Lives Matter movement very thoroughly. And I feel like it could easily change somebody who has those rigid types of perceptions. It could have them flip over to the right side. Sorry, I'm scratching some dust off my mic. But yeah, check out The 13th once again on Netflix, and public opinion shifts on the Black Lives Matter movement. Another thing I want to recommend, if you want to recommend something shorter, this isn't, I don't want to say it isn't as influential as The 13th if you watch it. But there was this Joyner Lucas music video called "I'm Not Racist." I forgot what year. I think it's been a couple years now since it's been released, but it is a phenomenal music video. At the time, I thought it was the greatest music video of that year that I had seen, anyways. And it really puts things into perspective, because Joyner Lucas is black, by the way, if you don't know, and you're like going into the video and then you just see this white guy with a MAGA hat rapping and saying really racist shit. He raps from the perspective of both sides, and I really like stuff like that where it brings both perspectives into the perspective of the viewer, and it really shows you how we deal with we both have our own reasons for disliking and liking certain things about the opposite culture, and at the end of the day, we both have pains and pleasures, and it's what's really important is to put our differences aside and just come together, because we're all conscious beings, and we should just support each other for that sole reason, that we're even the same species. Like, come on, man. But yeah, Joyner Lucas, "I'm Not Racist," great music video. I think I'm gonna watch it right after this. It's such a good track too. Great record. Next up, what are we at? We're at 18, around almost 19. Okay, Chaz. I don't know what the fuck this is, to be honest. All I understand so far is that it's like an area in Seattle, Washington, where they've just taken over. I don't know who they is. I think it's Antifa or something, but they just took over the entire area, and it's just straight up anarchy over there or some shit. And there's some picture of some guy holding a gun, and it's like there are people taking the roles of law enforcement, and that's a little hypocritical. Wait, what is this? That's funny. But yeah, I really have no idea what the fuck's going on. If people are really, aren't they considered terrorists if they're trying to like take over the whole land or something? I really don't know. Maybe I'm misinformed. If you know more about this, let me know below. If you're listening and are informed on this more than me, which you probably are. But yeah, this is crazy if that's actually the case. I would not feel safe within the boundaries of that area if there was no actual like structured regulation. Like, this seems crazy. Like, yeah, there does seem like there's some degree of order there, but I feel like that could go bad real easy, real quick and easy. Like, what if one guy just decides to start mowing people down? Like, I mean, I'm sure there's other people with guns, but it's like, how are you going to tell people apart and who's... There's just too much negative potential there. I would not be caught dead in that area, bro. Fuck out of here. So yeah, that's Chaz. I don't know why they called it Chaz. Update. No one has stopped me from entering Chaz. No one has questioned me either. Who the fuck is this guy? Bro, no, don't get out of there. Reporter. No, dog. You need to get the fuck out. What the hell? I just interviewed the so-called warlord of Chaz, rapper Raz. What? I asked him what he thought of the title. I also asked him why he was carrying a concealed handgun in the zone today.
Or any of those names that they've been calling me. And yeah,
this guy's the leader?
It's definitely just completely false. It is as stupid as it sounds.
What was your first reaction?
All right, I should have read up on this before this episode. I'm probably gonna watch this video afterwards, but I don't know. I'm not catching any bad energy off that. Just that small clip I got from that guy, but I don't know. It seems like madness in there, to be honest. I see a ton of people walking around with well, I'm sure the face mask, some of it is for COVID, but I feel like people are trying to hide their identity and they're carrying around these massive ARs. Like, I would not feel safe. Next up. Oh boy. Oh man. I don't want to piss off the transgender people. Don't. All right, let me. So, the Trump administration has reversed the transgender health protections. Now, I read into this article a bit yesterday, and essentially this transgender health protection was initially placed by Obama, and it prevented trans people from being denied medical service. Like, you're not allowed to discriminate a transgender person and deny them service, whether it be because of your religious practice or just your personal beliefs or whatever. That was not allowed. And Trump, or at least the Trump administration, they I guess they didn't fuck with that or something, and they got rid of it. And I'm really, I'm not that educated on this. I'm not going to take some solid, grounded stance on this shit, because I really am not. I like I said, I read through the article a bit, and the reason they said, I think it says it right here. Yeah, right here. So the reason they gave was that it'll apparently save hospitals and insurers like $2.9 billion over 5 years. And in what? It says over 5 years, since they will be relieved of the requirement to print notices of non-discrimination in several languages and include them with any significant mailing. I don't know. How the fuck does that save Does it really cost that much money to do that? To print notices in like different languages and including that option? I don't know. I wouldn't think. I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand it thoroughly. All right, don't hop on my ass. Like, if you know more about this, let me know down below. If you know more about this, let me know down below. But the new rule, or the reversal of this placed act or protection by Obama, apparently allows refusal of care. So you can be denied service now if you are a transgender. You can be discriminated against, is what is being said. My question to that, though, is obviously you wouldn't want to be having to go, like, if you just want a checkup and your nearest urgent care, say, they're just like, oh, no, you're transgender, we don't want to fuck with you, like, get out, we're denying you, sir. Well, obviously they wouldn't say it like that. But what are we at? 25. All right. Just making sure. They'll deny you service, then obviously you wouldn't want to have to go through that hassle. If there's one really close to you, you have to go to the next closest one. Maybe they'll deny you service, and the next one. I highly doubt, though, it'll be like that. Although, again, what do I know? I haven't had to go through an experience like that. But I don't know, like, if I was a transgender person, would I want services from somebody or some organized entity that doesn't want to help me? Would I want them to be forced to help me? Because if they don't want to do it, then I'm not sure I'm going to get the best care. I'm in the best hands. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would want a rule that requires them to say yes, because then what if they didn't want to help you, but they know that they can't deny you service? So then, then they're just somebody who doesn't want to help you, but is helping you because they have to. They're providing service because they have to. That's just my take on it. If you're transgender, or if you're more informed about this, again, let me know down below. If you're an audio listener and you want to comment on this, when I say down below, I mean in the YouTube comments of the video. Just look at Backseat View on YouTube, and hopefully I'm the first thing that shows up. If not, go to filter and then channel, and I'm sure I'll show up eventually. All right, just look for the same logo that I have on the listening platform. Okay. But yeah, that's the transgender health protections reversed by President Donald Trump. Oh man, I still can't take myself seriously saying that. Okay. So when the protests began, or when they were in the midst of it, well, they're still going, obviously, but when they were at the absolute peak, some people were concerned that, and rightfully so, that the COVID cases would increase because, we're all having these mass gatherings. I mean, the lockdowns were lifted somewhat, pretty much, but it's a lot of people didn't even agree with that, with the lockdowns being lifted, because we really haven't slowed down the amount of cases that much. So some people had concerns, and some people thought, could you imagine if this is what I saw people saying, and honestly I understand this point of view as well. Could you imagine if there wasn't like a massive increase in COVID cases during these protests? Like, would that mean that COVID is a lie? Well, ever since the lockdowns were eased and the protests have been happening, COVID-19 cases have spiked in at least 21 states. And yeah, that's... I saw a graph when I first saw this that was really, really informative. But yeah, these numbers aren't looking good. Numbers are not looking good. Let me look up John Hopkins. This is a good tool if you want to keep up with the COVID stuff. Just look up John Hopkins COVID. Here we go. I like to go here by critical trends, and then I'll go to US map. Fuck the rest of the world. Just kidding. I love you, rest of the world. And here we go. Yep. Look at this graph right here, if you're watching. But essentially, since the COVID cases started picking up traction around March, it's really just been going up and up and up, and there has not been a single dip in confirmed cases nor deaths. And yeah, I mean, there's not necessarily a spike ever since the camera's about to die. I'm glad I caught it. So I'm about to have to restart this recording in a couple seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, and we're back. So where was I? Yeah, there hasn't necessarily been a massive spike in the COVID cases, but Oh boy. My mom's at my door. I'm not sure if she's about to knock on it, but I heard her. But yeah, there hasn't necessarily been a massive spike, but it's not going down at all. Definitely not. So yeah, make sure you're still taking care of yourself. I say, yeah, I've been going to the gym, so I really shouldn't be one to talk, but it's yeah, who knows where we'll go from here. That's where I'll leave it at. And the last topic that I have here to cover on the 5th episode of the Backseat View podcast show thing is Tekashi 6ix9ine's new music video with Nicki Minaj. Man, this guy knows what he's doing. He knows how to get the public's attention. He's ever since he got released from jail. And don't take this. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, which I doubt anybody's watching this consistently at this point. We're at the 5th fucking episode. I doubt anybody's watching this at all. But if you happen to watch the previous episode where I stated my thoughts on Tekashi after he was released from prison, you would know that I think it's possible that this guy absolutely knows what he's doing and that he has adopted this lane he's in of being a troll, and he knows how to use it to grab the attention of the masses and make a shitload of fucking money. To be honest with you, he has the attention of the hip-hop community right now. Actually, probably more than that. Probably just the music community in general. Maybe even the majority of the entertainment industry. I don't know the exact number or time range or whatever, but I heard that this song is one of the fastest records in history to hit number one, like upon release. And that is insane to me, not gonna lie. And I fuck with Nicki. She is here, let's skip right here. Bro, Nicki is bad as fuck. But and see he knows how to do that too. He knows who to place in there. Nicki Minaj obviously has an audience of her own. But it's not like part of her audience wasn't paying attention to Tekashi already. I mean, they've collaborated in the past. The Fifi right here, we're seeing it. And yeah, it's, the track, it's got some okay parts to it. All right? I'm not gonna diss it or trash it. It's got some good parts in it, and the music video has a lot of good parts in it, like we're seeing right here. Yes, excellent. But yeah, Tekashi 6ix9ine has managed to not just, it's staying relevant is an understatement. This man has honestly just, I thought it was going to be a coin toss really whether he stayed relevant or not, because I'm not aware of everything that goes into that, or the amount of people who actually cared ever since he got locked up, but Mans has he's pulled through, and he won. Honestly, he won. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But anyways, that's all the topics I had ready for today. If you enjoyed it at any point, first off, thank you to anybody who's actually listened all the way through. Sorry I had the microphone earlier, but thank you to anybody who has watched this to this point. You, I love you. Let me know down below if you actually made it to this point. I want to know if anybody actually made it to this point. Obviously, if you're listening. I don't think anybody's listening on listening platforms yet. I haven't gotten any analytics from that. But if you made it to this point, let me know down below. Follow me on Instagram. All my links, all my socials are going to be down below. Remember to like and subscribe, please. please, if you're at this point, you had to have enjoyed this to some degree. I mean, come on, please, just press the subscribe button and like the orphans and the babies and the puppies. Anyways, that's it. Episode 5, Fifth White Shirt, Backseat View podcast. Tekashi 6ix9ine, Nicki Minaj, TROLLZ forever.